Joined here by the one and only Anthony Taylor, set to fight real soon. The comeback fight at Bellator coming at you live from, I assume, the Starbucks parking lot. Thanks so much for joining me, man. How are you?
I'm doing great, Lucas. I'm doing really good. How are you?
I'm doing well, man. Thank you for asking. Like we mentioned, the Starbucks. What are you currently drinking right now?
Well, right now, I just got just a ice water, and I just added my BCA's extends. Watermelon flavor. This is what we all do. It's pretty much good for muscle recovery plus electrolytes. So it's good after 2 hours of jujitsu and wrestling.
For sure. Is that big for you in terms of recovery? Because I assume when you're training all day, the muscles got to hurt and everything.
Oh, absolutely. It helps. It helps because it gives you the energy to get through it, and it also helps replenish all the fluids that you lost to water. So it gives you a lot more energy throughout the day. So it's been really helping me. I've been adding this to my training camp, which has been very helpful. I'm about 165 pounds right now, and I'm fighting at 155, so it helps.
For sure. Let's talk about the big news, though. We see you back with Bellator. I know you've been working for this moment for a long time. How did it feel when you got that phone call? I assume maybe from your manager or Bellator directly. Somebody called you up and said, "Hey, man, we want you to fight. We want it to be at Bellator."
I was excited. It was December 1st. Antonio, my coach, calls me and says, "Hey, um, Bellator wants you to fight Chris Avila at the Forum January, 25th." I was like, "What? Okay, let's do this. Let's do this." He was like, "Don't announce it until contract signed, until they give you the flyer," and they said it's okay. So, a month later, I obviously I was able to announce it in January, which is good. So I got a lot of people coming to this fight, and I'm just excited. I'm stoked to come back to Bellator to show them the improvements that I made since being gone from Bellator.
And how difficult was it for you not to announce it? Because we saw you teasing it on Twitter. I assume it's something every day you wanted to put it out there. How difficult was that?
Oh man, it was very difficult because I knew a lot of people were waiting when I was going to make my anticipating return to Bellator. You know, I've talked to I've I've had conversations with a couple of people about me getting on the contender series for Dana White, but which was in good talks, but we felt like Bellator was more of a better route for me overall than the UFC. You know, I just felt like Bellator is looking out for me better, and I wanted to take my time and work there.
For sure, and I do want to talk about your career a little bit because we know at one point, you were gone from Bellator, you had this losing record, and you made this huge comeback. I mean, 4 wins in a row, winning record, back with Bellator. I mean, what sort of happened there? Was it a change in the mindset, change in the training? What sort of flipped that switch and got you to sort of get your career back on track and where it needs to be?
Um, I think a lot of it was the mindset and maturing. You know, maturing as a fighter, uh, definitely evolving and understanding the positions that I was in. Yeah, I was like 2-5. Some told me it's like, hey, you got to turn this around. One more loss, you're done. Your career is done. You know, it was hard to get fights because no one was trying to fight a guy who was 2-5, especially on like a big promotion like LFA and all that stuff. Even Gladiator Challenge wouldn't even take me. So I reached out to a good buddy of to a good buddy of mine from Bama, um, and he was able to get me in Bama. He got me 2 fights in Bama, which was great. Up in Ireland and England, which I won 2 fights in a row against a 1-0 guy and a 5-0 guy. So it built my confidence really good, and I felt bare confidence. And then ended up fighting Combate, and then up at URCC. So a lot of it was mainly because my lack of discipline at the time when I lost a lot of fights. But now that I'm more focused and motivated, and I have my coaches and my team, I got AJ motivating me and Joey Davis and Slice. I feel I feel invincible. I feel like I can do it all. I've worked so hard on my ground game, and my striking overall.
And you did mention some of your training partners, and you do train at the body shop. I'm curious, do you have Rampage that still comes by your gym and trains with you guys sometimes?
Um, uh, I've probably seen him twice there. Um, he's so busy. He's a busy guy. I've seen him there twice. I don't really talk to my coach about Rampage because Rampage does his thing. But, Rampage do come and train, but not, I don't know what's going on with him and my coach. I don't know. But I do see him training with Coach Antonio McKee.
For sure. One last thing about Rampage, I was curious, wanted to get some insight. A lot of people were talking about his past fight, saying a lot of negative things and stuff like that. I'm just curious, what was your take on the fight and sort of what happened out there, especially as someone who's kind of seen him behind the scenes?
Well, Rampage is one of my favorite fighters. You know, I don't know how or what happened between what's going on with the people saying about him, but he's a fighter. Only a fighter will understand a fighter. You got a lot of people who's criticizing him. A lot of these guys are just keyboard warriors or people in the media. They don't know. They never fought Fedor. Fedor is one of the greatest MMA fighters, heavyweights of all time. They don't know. They no one regular guys got hit and with a straight right from Fedor because he's very quick and explosive. So you know from what I saw the fight, Fedor got him with a good shot and he went down. People are saying, well, he pulled the fight. Nah. Rampage is not that type of guy. Fedor won fair and square, and we'll just leave it at that.
All right, let's talk about your fight a little bit. You're fighting Chris Avila, who is a pretty big name. I mean, people know him. Obviously, they associate him with Nate Diaz, all those guys. He fought on the big events. What was your reaction when you found out you'd be fighting him in particular? Because, this isn't a nobody. You're fighting someone that people know, and it is a fight that people are looking forward to.
I just think he's a wannabe Nate Diaz. Without Nate, he's a nobody fighter. He's no one on no one's radar. Let me tell you a story what happened, why we got into it. So September 22nd, I think, of last year, when AJ fought Georgie, it was Nick, Nate, and Chris Avila at the arena. They were in our corner. They were in our dressing room because all the other fighters in the red corner was in the dressing room. So I see Nate. I walk up to Nate and say, hey, Nate. Hey, man. Good luck on your fight with Mazadov. Rooting for you. Handle business, bro. He's like, thanks. I appreciate it. Nick, I'm like, hey, Nick. How's it going, buddy? It's good seeing you again, man. Looking forward to see you step back in the cage. He's like, it's all good, pretty boy. I've never met Chris before. I just heard of him. I went up to him and shook his head like, hey, man. Nice to meet you too, bro. He didn't even shake my hand. He just mugged me, stepped back, and just kept mugging me. I was like, okay, I'm going to see you in Combate. And Nick and they was like, ooh. So I said, okay. So then I told people what happened. My manager's like, you know why he did that, right? I'm like, why? He's like, he's bitter because you beat the guy for the 155 title at URCC, and he lost to that guy at Bellator San Jose. So I said, oh, no wonder why he's better, because I beat the guy who beat him.
So I guess it's fair to say there's beef heading into this fight. I mean, you guys are not
cool. There's a lot of beef. I even posted on social media, like in September. If you look at my Instagram, I posted beef with him and what's his name that fought Sean Bunch, Hugo.
Oh, I think so.
I posted him, Hugo, when Hugo fought Aaron Pico. Remember Aaron Pico beat Hugo?
Oh yeah.
I posted him and Chris Avila and said I want to fight them both. And I never even thought I was ever going to fight Chris. And my coach called me up December 1st. Bam. Because I was originally scheduled to fight on Combate December 13th, but they scratched my fight off that card, they said, because I wasn't Latino. So it is what it is. But a lot of people don't like Chris Avila. A lot of people don't like the way he acts. He acts very immature, and he's very disrespectful. I get a lot of bad feedbacks about him. A lot of people is in my inbox talking about, oh, you're gonna get beat up 209 area. I'm like, dude, I started my career in Stockton, amateur. I lived in Stockton for 3 years. No one know. I did my whole amateur circuit in Stockton, you know, and fortunately, I get to prove everybody why I deserve to be back in Bellator.
And so you did mention being back in Bellator. Is this something where this is like a one fight deal and a win can potentially get you more fights, or are we definitely going to see you for a few more fights in Bellator?
Well, my coach wouldn't give me no information further into that
Okay.
specific question. He just says, "Hey, just win this fight, and we'll take it from here. Take one fight at a time. Don't worry about other fights. Don't worry about the contract. Win this fight. We'll talk to Bellator. We'll go from there." And I was like, "Okay." I don't have no animosity towards Chris. You know, it is his business. He's a fighter. I'm a fighter. There's honor and respect for that. But I gotta go in there and kill him. If you're in my way for success, and I have the opportunity to be successful by hurting someone, then I'm going to do it, even if it means taking a person's life. That's part of the game. I don't want to, but if I have to defend my family and for me to survive, I have to do that. It's combat.
So do you feel like you have a lot to prove in this fight? Like you're back in Bellator, this is kind of like what you've been working up to. Like, do you feel like there's a lot of eyes on you to sort of prove yourself, or is that just something you're not thinking about at all?
That's everything. It's something I do have to prove. Bellator is pretty much saying, how did you improve from the last time you fought Bellator? Because when I fought Bellator, you gotta look at a lot of fighters that are coming up, right? MVP, Joey, all these guys. Like fighters like MVP, they slowly build him up. They give him cans and all that stuff. Like Dylan's Dennis, they're giving them cans. They're giving them wannabe fighters. Me, I got thrown in the fire. I got fought a guy who was 5-1. I fought James Gallagher. I fought Adam Bowricks. I fought killers going into Bellator when I signed. I was like on an Aaron Pico level. Like, I'm not saying skills wise, but as far as opponents, like, okay, you're a 1-0 guy. You're gonna fight a guy with 12 fights. I never got the chance to really build my record. Me fighting a debuter, this is me, or me fighting a 1-1 guy, 3-2 guy. I never got that opportunity. I just got thrown in the fire and had to prove my worth. I don't hold nothing against Bellator. I'm happy it played out that way because now I know what I needed to work on.
And so I have just one more for you. What kind of fight are you expecting out there, and how do you see yourself getting your hand raised?
Man, I'm expecting this to be a quick, smooth, clean fight. Very fast in the first round. I'm coming in to knock him out ASAP. I'm not joking around. When you see that Antonio is training a lot of his fighters, you see how they're going out quick. How you notice how Slice is knocking people out first round. You notice how Joey Davis is knocking people out the first round. Same thing with AJ, submitting people, knocking Georgie out in the first round. So we're going in this fight with the mindset of get him out quick, like Mike Tyson. Destroy this dude. Get out. Get to your family home safe. Hopefully he gets home safe. That's our mindset, Lucas. That's my mindset. I need to prepare myself, which I am already prepared mentally, just to have fun. Because at the end of the day, this game is all about fun. And it's all about the ego and fun. None boosts my ego. This is all fun for me. But it gives me an opportunity to provide for my family.
For sure. Well, thanks so much for the time, man. I really appreciate it. We look forward to this fight. It's good to see you back in Bellator, man. We look forward to seeing you make that comeback.
Thank you, Lucas. I appreciate it, brother. Thank you.